On Wednesday, 26 May 2021, all roads lead to the University of Education Winneba UW, where His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, commissions 10 state-of-the-art lecture theatres, each with 500 seating capacity. The projects were prepared to receive the first batch of the free senior high school students and the subsequent groups. This is the central campus, where the School of Creative Art is sited. Here, the President will commission the multi-purpose technology building. This is the North Campus, where the President is expected to commission 8 lecture theatres, food court, and the magnificent Student Center building. The other 2 of the lecture theatres will be commissioned at the serene South Campus, where students bask in the cool breeze of the Atlantic Ocean. His Excellency will be assisted by the immediate Speaker of Parliament, Professor Mike Aaron Okoye, Education Minister, Dr. Yao Ose-Adichum, Minister of Energy, Dr. Matthew Poku-Prempeh, Chairman, Governing Council, UW, Professor Obim Reku, the Vice Chancellor, Reverend Father Professor Anthony Afribroni, and his management team to also unveil the naming of buildings after some distinguished personalities who have contributed to the success stories of Ghana's education. The commissioning will be right after the special congregation. Please note that the ceremony will be strictly by invitation and it will be broadcast live on Radio Winneba 98.3 FM and also streamed live on the following Facebook pages: Radio Winneba 98.3 FM and at official.uw. You can also listen live on www.uew.edu. University of Education Winneba, Education for Service. Long live UW, long live Ghana. All COVID-19 safety protocols will be strictly observed. On Wednesday, 26 May 2021, all roads lead to the University of Education Winneba UW, where His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, commissions 10 state-of-the-art lecture theatres, each with 500 seating capacity. The projects were prepared to receive the first batch of the free senior high school students and the subsequent groups. This is the central campus, where the School of Creative Art is sited. Here, the President will commission the multi-purpose technology building. This is the North Campus, where the President is expected to commission 8 lecture theatres, food court, On Wednesday, 26 May 2021, all roads lead to the University of Education Winneba UW, where His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, commissions 10 state-of-the-art lecture theatres, each with 500 seating capacity. The projects were prepared to receive the first batch of the free senior high school students and the subsequent groups. This is the central campus, where the School of Creative Art is sited. Here, the President will commission the multi-purpose technology building. This is the North Campus, where the President is expected to commission 8 lecture theatres, food court, and the magnificent Student Center building. The other 2 of the lecture theatres will be commissioned at the serene South Campus, where students bask in the cool breeze of the Atlantic Ocean. His Excellency will be assisted by the immediate Speaker of Parliament, Professor Mike Aaron Okwei, Education Minister, Dr. Yao Ose-Adichum, Minister of Energy, Dr. Matthew Poku-Prempeh.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much, Bright. You're welcome to the Jufus Anamwa Mesa Conference Center here at the North Campus of the University of Education Winneba, where today the University of Education Winneba is conferring on 2 distinguished eminent personalities of this republic, in the persons of the Right Honorable Reverend Professor Aaron Maikokwe, the immediate past Speaker of Parliament, and Dr. Matthew Poku-Prempeh, the current Minister for Energy, who before was the Minister of Education. And today's ceremony, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, is the special guest of honor, as you are already aware. And the chairman for the program today is the chairman of the Council of the University, Professor Obin Miracle. The Vice Chancellor of the university is in attendance, as well as the registrar, who is also in attendance. Already the procession is on its way to the Jofus Anamwa Mensah Conference Center. Already seated is the former Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Professor Aaron Michael Quay, in the auditorium. I'm not here alone. I'm here with my team of commentators, like you rightly introduced, led by King Batuka, Ernest Azutiga, and my colleague Seth Wemega from the newsroom. So over to King Batuka for the continuation.
All right. Thank you very much, Anamwa. And let's once again welcome that's our listeners to the Jofus Anamwa Mensah Conference Center this morning. We are here on one mission, that's a special congregation of the conferment of degrees, honorary doctorate degrees on two eminent personalities of our land. That's Dr. Martin Boko Prempe, the immediate past education minister and current minister of energy, and also the immediate past speaker of parliament. That's Professor Aaron Mike Okwe. And currently, any moment from now, the program will commence. Now there's a procession heading into the main auditorium at the Jofus Anamwa Mensah Conference Center. This morning is our coverage. Wherever you are listening to us, watching us on Facebook, that's Radio Winneba 98.3 FM. Also listen to us live on the university homepage. That's www.uew.ed.gh. Welcome you all to 98.3 FM. And this is our special coverage. And it's a great day, an occasion for the institution of our land, that's the University of Education Winneba. Don't forget, this ceremony congregation would have taken place somewhere last year, October 6th, due to circumstances. It's been taking place this very morning, and it's a great atmosphere here as we have it at the Jofus Anamwa Mensah Conference Center. And the event is strictly by invitation. So if you're not invited, you will not get access to this auditorium, and you should know that it's as a result of COVID-19 protocols, or the safety protocols. It's been restricted to this event. So if you look at the auditorium, it's not a normal packed auditorium as you always see during congregation or special congregation of this nature. Some time past when we heard it, where conferment on the former President Rawlings and former President Kufuor, plus other dignitaries. Today is not the same because of the COVID-related issues. So this morning, we are here on 98.3 FM. As you're also watching live on Facebook, we're also streaming live, bringing you all the speed up to minute proceedings and events happening here. And we are not here alone. We are here with our team of commentators as well as our technical guys who are helping us to bring this coverage to you wherever you are doing the listening. We are here with Osman, A.B. Gani, Steven, Ervis, Maestro, and of course Sampa, as well as Gideon are here helping us, bringing you all the pictures, all the videos that you're watching live here. And also here with Anamwa. We hear from Ernest very soon to also take his view of what to expect, and of course so far the atmosphere here at the Jofus Anamwa Mensah Conference Center. Ernest, I think we've been here for several hours. We've been here since morning, and you've witnessed. Now we're about to start. Your impression so far? Okay, so now we are having a procession being held by the School of Creative Arts, and as usual, in their best of performances, leading the procession to the auditorium. There are quite a number of dignitaries who have been invited, the chiefs also be invited here, and other dignitaries who are also here to grace the occasion. And it's going to be a colorful one. We've seen some of the recipients, their followers or their relatives are also here in their numbers. And very soon we'll be having them. And it's going to be, I trust you, trust me, it's going to be a colorful event to be held this very morning. As a conferment will take place. This is the first time University of Education Winneba is having such an honorary doctorate conferment. We've been having it, and I thought this time around the big color has been added as we keep on improving every now and then. So this year will be, obviously, might be better than the previous ones which has been heard here. So we're expecting Dr. Matthew Prempe, who's already in the house, and the current education minister, and also the former Speaker of Parliament, that's immediate Speaker of Parliament, Professor Aaron Mike Okwe, who are all also here in their numbers. Anamwa, so far, so good.
Yes, King, the atmosphere is very colorful, like you rightly said. This is not the first time the university is conferring honorary doctorate degrees on distinguished personalities of the country. In fact, from the brochure I hold, it started in 2004, where A.C. Sutherland Addy, now Professor A.C. Sutherland Addy, was conferred with an honor. Professor Nathaniel Kofi-Peku, Dr. Kweku Nunugate, His Eminence Cardinal Peter Appiah Kojo Texan, Mr. Thomas Ango Bedia Akun, and Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng were all conferred with honorary doctorate degrees by this university.
It was continued in 2006 where we had Professor Leslie Iwin, Professor Jerome Sio Jama, Professor Junior, Professor John Saga Daniel. We also had Dr. Mrs. Margaret Elizabeth Nkrumah, and then we had Reverend Professor Samuel Kwesi Japan in 2006.
So quite a number of them has also received these doctorate. I think the latest one was that's 2007. That's Juma, the Bannerman, and Alote. And we'll come to 2014 and 2015. Okay, let's take us through the 2014.
So 2014 we had His Excellency, the late former President of the Republic of Ghana, President Jerry John Rawlings. We also had His Excellency General Abdul Salami Abubakar, and we also had our own Professor Jokos Anamwa being conferred with the honorary doctorate degree. Then in 2015 we had our former President, His Excellency John Ejekum Kufuor. We also had Reverend Dr. Livingston. We had Allah Jibril, and then Shato.
Okay, so before that, I think 2007 was Professor Celestius Human, right?
Yeah.
That's Doctor of Science Honors, Kosa, and Mr. Joseph Ebo Bannerman, Doctor of Law Honors, Kosa, and also Professor Francis Kofi Ampeyi Alote, Doctor of Science Honors Kosa. So that's how far we've come in terms of honorary doctorate degree for this institution.
So up to 2015, we had 21 people being given particular honors. Today we are going to have 2 more, bringing it to a total of 23.
And of course, we'll still be counting. I know that institution will continue to confer these honorary degrees to eminent personalities who contribute to the society, to Ghana's education, and the rest. So today we are going to, it's now the turn of the former Speaker of Parliament, immediate past Speaker, that's Mike Oronke, and Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe. I know their citation will be read, every profile will be given about these people in the course of our commentary. So this is a network 98.3 FM. Wherever you are listening out to us, you can also watch us live on Facebook. That's Radio Winneba 98.3 FM.
I can see
The
on my
registrar.
screen the registrar putting together some wonderful moves.
Yes. You know, he's a traditional man. So no wonder he's dancing, exhibiting his dancing prowess. Those who are listening to us, you can also log on to Facebook. That's Radio Winneba 98.3 FM or at official.uw. So these are two channels. You can also watch the proceedings live. You can also go to the university homepage, that.uew.edu.gh, to also listen to us live there. And that's it's happening live. We're bringing you every minute up to speed. And we're not done here. After this, we'll be going straight to the commissioning. And all that will bring you all the live coverage you need to know. So wherever you are, welcome you on board and join us. And you want to say something?
King Meda say, Mema Etefu Akwaba and Fembra Jofus and Women's Conference Center, where University of Education Winneba. In the University of Education Winneba, you may just from Wold Yadona Wabo, Ekuku dem be Honabado. It was Sumapa, what they assume on money. Them Ekuku Daman in right, Honorable Professor Aaron Michael Kay. I am Breshebe go feature me a wape ego home. Embreshebe go to do soon, no, I am Breshebe go feature me. Onye Dr. Matthew Poku Pempe, or yem Breshebe go into Mama for war. Manchester South, it was Santaman to the Muna Sister, on no your sofa or share. In a do, you could say, or yeah, on many. Oye national anthem in Oye University of Education School of Music was it Abrahani Najmizin Rebecca say.
Now we are praying in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Heavenly Father, it's just a privilege for us to gather again in your midst. Father, this is an hour that you want us to recognize the work of man and give them the due respect and the due dignity that you need to do. As an institution of excellence, Father, we are gathered here to see to it that we can honor those who deserve. And therefore, we pray that you come and usher us into this service and give us all the privileges and honor and desire that will make this successful. We thank you for such a privilege. We thank you for those that are here to come. Let us all rejoice and be glad, for today is our day in Jesus' name. Amen.
In the Omampin and Adam Kwakufado, no, your Hokona Watson, Safran, our Orba Mediasi, Chief of Staff, Mame, Akusia Frema, or Seo Pare, or Waha, or Swafo, Monsieur Do, Doctor, Yo, or say Educhum Waha, Finfimanto Swafo, Justina Marigold, Asan Waha, Regional Police Commander DCOP Habibaya Achirechum Mesiso Ewaha, Mpainfu Piwaha, Beson Fa, Wada, University of Education Winneba, our Gumtney Professor Obim Riku Kahon, Watsna Sidado, Nay Gato to this son, Omahin Wefutu, or Cabeson Fa, Washer is your pony done, or Kahon. Now, former Speaker of Parliament, Oya Professor Michael Kwe, Wajinegua, the Maran and Apostle Aji Negua, Jofus Anamamisa Conference Center, University of Education Winneba North Campus. Nejumedi Fia Yazebra, Nejumedi Dembre Otson, say one for one into Embassy. Now, Oye, Akaba, some in a council chairman Zebrahim.
Congregation of the University of Education, Winneba. Protocols. Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, in absentia, but ably represented by Honorable Frema Opare, Chief of Staff, Honorable Minister of Education, Dr. Yao Osei Aduchum, Honorable Central Regional Minister, Mrs. Justina Marigold Asen, members of the Governing Council, University of Education, Winneba, Honorable awardees, Honorable members of Parliament, Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Honorable Municipal Chief Executive of Winneba Municipality, Ninye Gate VII, Omahin of Efutu traditional area and our landlord, Omahin of Ajumako traditional area and its entourage, vice chancellors and rectors of sister institutions of higher education, Vice Chancellor Reverend Father Professor Anthony Afol Bronin, Pro Vice Chancellor Professor Andy Ofori Brickran, Registrar Surveyor Paul Osei-Berma Esquire, the Principal of UEW Ajumako College Campus and other management members, members of convocation and staff of the university, members of Efutu Traditional Council, the clergy, distinguished invited guests, media and the press, parents and guardians, Nananum, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is with great delight that I welcome you all on behalf of the Governing Council of the University of Education, Winneba, to this special congregation, which happens to be the sixth of its kind organized in the history of this great institution. Special congregations are specifically earmarked for awarding of honorary doctorate degrees to illustrious sons and daughters around the globe who have distinguished themselves immensely to the service of humanity in diverse ways. The University of Education, Winneba, has had the opportunity of duly recognizing and honoring eminent personalities, such as the first president of the Fourth Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings of blessed memory. The second president of the Fourth Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Ajekum Kufuor, former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Alhaji Abdul Salami Abubakar, former Vice Chancellor of UEW, Professor Jofus Anamwa Mensah, Professor A.C. Sutherland Adi, just to mention a few, for their impactful contributions towards education and peaceful governance. Today's ceremony eloquently underscores the high premium which UEW places on recognizing and honoring persons who have selflessly and passionately championed laudable causes for the educational sector and the development of Ghana, our motherland. Purpose of this occasion. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, today we are privileged to gather here and honor these two illustrious persons in recognition of their enormous contributions to education and national development. These are the former Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Reverend Professor Aaron Mike Okwe, as well as the current Minister of Energy and former Minister of Education, Honorable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh. Thank you. These exceptional personalities have significantly contributed to the nation's education from two different perspectives in the functional areas which they were entrusted with. This, in my considered opinion, is worthy of emulation by all of us here. As an accomplished academic, Professor Okwe has researched and published extensively on good governance, conflict resolution, political education, decentralization, gender issues, military adventurism in politics, NGOs, rural development, and human rights. Professor, we commend you for your sterling scholarly contributions in African politics, which have been tapped into by many institutions abroad and Ghana including UEW. Your fondness for academic-related matters is underpinned by the readiness with which you honored our invitation in spite of your hectic schedules. As the main guest speaker during the commemoration of the International Human Rights Day here in this same auditorium in December 2019. Again, the visionary leadership of the Right Honorable former Speaker has, to a large measure, strengthened, deepened, and enriched the national discourse on democratic governance in Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, a special commendation also goes to the former Minister of Education and current Minister of Energy, Honorable Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh, for his outstanding and bold commitment in spearheading reforms in the educational sector. Key government achievements in the educational sector, such as the flagship free SHS, introduction of the double-track system, and free meals for first-cycle institutions have all been successfully implemented during your tenure as the sector minister. Thank you. Indeed, you have clearly demonstrated your unalloyed passion, dedication, as well as commitment for education in so many ways and instances. Appreciation. Distinguished guests, as you are all aware, the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, with its devastating global effect, has halted the normal activities of schools and universities and presented unprecedented complex challenges to both the government and the management of higher education institutions. There is no gainsaying that the prudent, proactive, and decisive measures which have been adopted by the government to contain the spread of this disease, especially in the educational institutions, have proven to be yielding considerable results. I would like to thank the government for its unflinching support to UEW and other tertiary institutions by distributing free face masks and hand sanitizers to all staff and students, and again, for the regular fumigation and disinfection of our campuses. Commitment to observe government directives and protocols. Invited special guest. I must assure everyone that UEW is fully complying with all the government directives and protocols aimed at curbing this disease. As part of the new normal, the university has formally adopted online teaching and learning as a complement to the traditional face-to-face delivery of our program offerings as and when the need arises. This has necessitated a constant upgrading of our technology. In anticipation of government's directives for normal in-person teaching and learning to resume, the management of UEW has tasked engineers to frequently conduct room assessments in all the halls of residence by looking at every single room, not only for reasonable space, but adequate ventilation as well as safe entry and exit points. Besides, the timetable committee of the university has also been planning frantically to ensure that lecture halls are sparsely occupied by students in compliance with a new normal higher obligation for social distancing. Preparation for intake of double-track students. Additionally, I would like to seize this opportunity to congratulate the government for the actualization of its touted promise to provide free senior high school education for for all Ghanaians. This has tremendously alleviated the plight of poor parents who hitherto would not have been able to send their children to school, thereby enabling many young people to access secondary education. The upcoming academic year will witness the admission of the first batch of SHS students from the double-track system, which was introduced by this government a few years ago. On behalf of the Governing Council, we shall continue to support all the measures and interventions initiated by the management for the improvement and expansion of infrastructure in order to absorb the large numbers that would qualify for admission. It is our hope and aspiration that the university shall continue to work stronger in the pursuit of its strategic objectives, vision, and mission. Once again, I warmly welcome you all to this special occasion and express my appreciation to you, the invited dignitaries who are here today to felicitate with the awardees. Thank you.
So just gone by.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will now move on to the second part of my work this morning. And this deals with the constitution of congregation. And now, by the powers vested in me as the chairman of the Governing Council of the University of Education, Winneba, I do hereby declare this assembly duly constituted into a congregation for the purpose of conferring honorary degrees. Thank you, and may God bless us all.
So just gone by is the council chairman. He has declared the congregation duly constituted. He gave his address, which highlighted the achievements and the reasons why the personality involved. Right, Reverend Professor Dr. Michael Okwe Jr., his profile and why he was chosen for this award. He also did same for Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempre. He gave his extensive profile, the reason why he did.
FM na wasuguda iriti UW anthem na sisa ya zebrahum na council chairman wama akwabe iwi nti oye vice chancellor Reverend Father Professor Anthony Afubroni ono na odi nenumsam.
The Honorable Akosia Frema Opare, Chief of Staff and former Member of Parliament, representing His Excellency the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo,
the Honorable Minister of Education, Dr. Yao Osei Aduchum, Ministers of State, the Honorable Regional Minister, Mrs. Justina Marigold Hassan, Members of Parliament, Chairman of the Governing Council, Professor Obim Reku, other members of the Governing Council, Nenyi Gate, the 7th Omaihin of the Efutu Traditional Area and his entourage, Okukudofu Nana Kwamena Hama Bebiu, the 2nd Omaihin of Ejumaku Traditional Area and his entourage, colleague Vice Chancellors, members of my management team, Professor Dominic Fobi, member of NEC, former Minister for Education, former Member of Parliament for Asen South, Professor Jofusana Mensah, former Vice Chancellor of the University of Education and Director IRIS, other management members of sister universities, deans, directors, heads of departments and units, other members of convocation, senior and junior staff, our friends from the media, distinguished guests, our distinguished honorees, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On behalf of the management team of the Academic Board, on behalf of the management team and the Academic Board of the University of Education, Winneba, I'd like to respectfully join the Chairman of the Governing Council to welcome all of you to this special congregation ceremony for the award of honorary doctorate degrees. I especially like to welcome the representative of His Excellency the President for the genuine show of interest in the development of our university. We acknowledge with sincere appreciation, Your Excellency, that this is enviably your 3rd visit to our dear university. Mr. President, our university is grateful to you for your unflinching support of our university in building a globally renowned Center of Excellence for Teacher Education. To all our dignitaries, your interest and your support in education strengthens our resolve to keep working hard, fully convinced that universities play critical roles in building societies in fundamental ways. As an academic community, we conscientiously remind ourselves of the power of education to profoundly change our world. This is because education can and does break the intergenerational life cycles. Education rewrites the life scripts of people of all races, ages, cultures, and religions. For these great reasons, we are determined to continue dedicating our lives to our dear nation through holistic and quality education. Purpose of gathering. Ladies and gentlemen, like other universities the world over, every once in a while, through the award of honorary degrees, we recognize, honor, and celebrate deserving individuals who have made outstanding contributions to society. Recipients are typically leading scholars, inventors, artists, musicians, entrepreneurs, social activists, leaders in politics, among others, who may not necessarily be graduates of this institution. Our university views the award of these degrees as a great opportunity to give honor where honor is due, to exhibit to the world some of the great and selfless men and women in our world. Through these events, we are also able to establish and strengthen ties with these dedicated social models. The recipients of these prestigious awards are selected through rigorous processes of nomination established by the Academic Board and approved by the Governing Council of our university. Professor Chairman, on this particular occasion, we are rewarding the distinguished and exemplary leadership of the Right Honorable Reverend Professor Aaron Michael Okwe and Honorable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe. These gentlemen have indeed contributed to shaping the quality of life of Ghanaians and the image and quality of Ghana in general. The representative of His Excellency, at the opportune time, we shall provide this gathering with some details of the contributions of these eminent persons to humanity. Through this award, the two would join the list of distinguished persons who have received the prestigious award, bringing the number of honorary degree holders of this university since 2004 to 23. Mr. Chairman, as part of today's activities, we shall also have the honor of the representative of His Excellency commissioning some very important projects which have been recently completed. 5 of these projects will be named after some eminent persons of our land. His Excellency John Ajekum Kufuor, the late Honorable Kojoba Uredu, Professor Akwasi Asabre Ameyao, Professor Emmanuel Kwesi Ampene, and Dr. Joseph Ebo Bannerman. All these hard-working men, without a doubt, have played distinguished roles in our beloved country, and we salute them. Highlights of significant achievements. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, in spite of our institutional challenges and the COVID-19 pandemic, which attempted to put everything, including the global education system, under siege, UEW has remained committed under my administration to its vision of becoming an internationally reputable institution for teacher education and research. This is due to our avowed belief that knowledge nurtured at this university is a source of enlightenment and a source of empowerment to all peoples of contemporary and future societies. Mr. Chairman, permit me to show sincere gratitude to our predecessors for their respective roles and goodwill in driving this university from our very humble beginnings to the formidable institution that it has become since it was established some 29 years ago. We are also grateful to the many friends, parents, guardians, students, and staff who have worked tirelessly to enable us triumph over many challenges. Your Excellency, I recall vividly the solemn pledge that I made to you on the occasion of my investiture as the 4th Vice Chancellor of this great university, to lay a solid foundation for the intake of the anticipated large numbers of the first batch of the free senior high school products. I recall my pledge to fully support your government's courageous educational agenda with the expertise necessary to enable our nation reap the full benefits of quality education delivery. Chairman, in view of my pledges, by the grace of God and through the cooperation of my management team and other staff, I aligned my vision to the corporate strategic plan which directs the shaping of our university into one of the best tertiary institutions in the world. The result of the birth of the 2019-2023 Corporate Strategic Plan, which among others prioritizes establishing a state-of-the-art teaching and learning environment with expanded infrastructure of international standards. Our university, as a result, continues to upgrade and expand its access to the underprivileged, the marginalized, persons living with disabilities, and those from less endowed schools, and to particularly support government's flagship program, the Free Senior High School Program. Chairman, permit me now to present highlights of the major milestones achieved under my administration. Completed projects. 1. 14 new 500-seater lecture theaters. Prior to the decoupling of the Kumasi and Mampong campuses from UEW, we initiated construction of 14 new ultra-modern 500-seater lecture theaters across the various campuses of the university. 10 of the 500 capacity lecture theaters are located right here in Winneba, and 2 each at the then Kumasi and Asante Mampong satellite campuses. Additionally, we had approval for 2 more of the 500 capacity lecture theaters to be built at the Kumasi campus. Chairman, I'm delighted to report that 8 out of the 10 projects earmarked for Winneba are ready for commissioning this morning. 6 of these are here at the North Campus, only a few meters away, and 2 at the South Campus. The other 2 should be ready within a few months, and I promise you I will commission it before I hand over at the end of September. Student Center. As an eloquent testimony to one of the unique values of my administration, i.e. student-centeredness, an ultra-modern student center has been completed within a record 1 year. This one-of-a-kind, one-stop infrastructure will house the offices of the Dean of Student Affairs, the SRC, the GRASAG, Counseling Center, University Chaplaincy, Commercial Banking Hall with ATMs, pharmacy shops, restaurants, conference centers, seminar rooms, students' finance services, lactation rooms on each floor for nursing mothers, campus television station, campus radio station, photocopying unit, student lounge, Wi-Fi spots, among others. Besides supporting our internationalization efforts, this facility will help attract more international students and further help meet our quest for academic excellence. Food court. At the faculty enclave here at the North Campus is also a modern food court which we built within 6 months. This is part of efforts to provide a more hygienic environment for the provision of food services and other items to the university community. The facilities at the food court include 12 cubicles with serveries for vendors, stationery, general shop, service yard for vendors, washrooms, eating, sitting spaces, and external space for relaxation. Technology block. Started nearly a decade ago, work on the technology block has finally been completed. The impressive 5-story edifice has 7 lecture halls, a 400-seater auditorium with preparation and changing rooms, 20 audiovisual rooms, library, drumming, xylophone and dance band rooms, offices for lecturers, cafeteria, ICT center, and other facilities. These really come in handy to help address the increased needs of our growing numbers, partly brought about by the free senior high school policy. School of Creative Arts block. Construction of a 5-story state-of-the-art lecture block to enhance teaching and learning at the School of Creative Arts Central Campus, which began 10 years ago, was completed and duly commissioned under this administration. The facilities therein include 8 large classrooms, a state-of-the-art theater, changing rooms, a recording studio, offices, restaurant, dance hall, dance band hall, conference room, xylophone room, ICT laboratory, carpentry workshop, sanitary and other ancillary facilities. The building, with the inclusion of a lift, was designed to meet the requirements of people with special needs. Staff apartment complex. Works on the staff apartment complex have been completed and commissioned for use. The 10-unit, 3-bedroom staff apartment complex has helped to address some of the staff on-campus accommodation deficits. And now, Mr. Chairman, new creations. Several existing structures have been remodeled into ultra-modern facilities to serve different purposes in the university. Among these include A, the creation of a 120-capacity ICT laboratory at the Faculty of Educational Studies block to serve students at the North Campus who, over the years, used to trek to the South Campus for their mandatory daily ICT lessons. Furthermore, the construction of a purpose-built UEW bookshop behind the Faculty of Home Economics block at the North Campus, also to be commissioned very soon. The creation of a befitting outfit for the clothing unit for students' practical sessions at the old pavilion. The creation of a graduate lounge, the first of its kind in the country, to provide a conducive environment for our graduate students, many of whom are non-resident, to have a place to relax when they visit campus to meet with their supervisors. E, the Braille Library to provide specialized access to specialized books and other resources as part of improving inclusive education. The upgrade of North Campus Dining Hall into a modern restaurant with a VVIP section to provide a decent environment to cater for the dietary needs and leisure of staff, students, and our distinguished guests. The modeling of the North Campus Assembly Hall into a contemporary conference room for seminars and executive meetings. Ongoing projects, lecture and office spaces. There is also the construction of a multi-purpose 6-story lecturers block with 200 number offices, 30 lecture theaters, and other facilities here at the North Campus. A 3-story faculty block at the Ejumaku campus, which has been ongoing for some time now, is also receiving the necessary attention to accelerate the pace of work and should be completed by the close of the year. The University Hospital Management, in addition, is also taking the necessary steps to ensure the completion of an ultra-modern 100-bed university hospital with several consulting rooms, an OPD, an emergency center, a pharmacy, 2 operating theaters, radiography center, among other modern facilities to meet the health needs of the university community and our neighboring communities. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to assure this gathering that I will commission that too before my retirement. Students' accommodation. On the students' accommodation front, works on 2 of the 3 sets of 2,000 capacity bed hostel facilities is ongoing, albeit at a much slower rate than we would have wished. Management has engaged extensively with some partners on the possibilities of BOT arrangements to expand and to boost student accommodation. Indeed, the university is currently in the process of signing an agreement for the construction of 2 sets of 2,000 capacity hostels on BOT arrangements and continues to invite more interested individuals and institutions to come and to partner with it in this critical venture. We are ensuring that the new act on PPP BOT introduced by this government is being followed to the letter. Renovation of facilities. As a university constituted from existing institutions which were mostly established in the previous century, the university inherited a number of very old and dilapidated structures that must constantly be maintained to keep them in good conditions. We have therefore spent a fortune to ensure that almost all our facilities are given facelift to bring them up to dignified conditions. Access roads and pavements / walkways. Mr. Chairman, creating access roads and road components where pedestrians will experience safety, comfort, and efficient mobility is integral to our goal of opening up access to the university. Consequently, work on pavement walkway along the main access road of the North Campus is advancing admirably. This is also to create laybys for vehicular stops. The construction of a 1.4-kilometer road with asphaltic overlay from the Holy Spirit Catholic Church Junction through the faculty area to the SEMSA roundabout has been provided for in the 2021 budget plan, and I promise to cut short before I retire. Distance education projects. To consolidate UEW's leadership role in bringing quality education to the doorsteps of our many qualified Ghanaians, we have paid close attention to several ongoing projects for the Institute for Distance Education and an e-learning education. A lot of progress is going on in the centers at Koforidua, Cape Coast, Techim and Tadieso, Kumasi, and Accra. In fact, the one in Cape Coast is ready for occupation. Projects to drive corporate social responsibility. Mr. Chairman, there are 2 main projects that we have established, both of which will be commissioned within the next few months. One is a water production factory at our Jumako campus, and the other is the expansion of the poultry farm here on our Winneba campus. Indeed, our staff is also working very hard. We couldn't be prouder of the contributions of faculty to knowledge creation. Through their insightful research and publications, they continue to ensure that this university better lives its mission. By their actions, they also extend the frontiers of academia, essential to building a better society. This, without a doubt, explains why UEW continues to be associated with key educational reforms in Ghana and beyond. For example, our staff made up over 80% of the experts nationally who helped to develop the new curricula for schools, working in collaboration with TTEL. Chairman, to solidify these no mean gains, we signed an MOU with TTEL only a few weeks ago to solidify and to define ways of working and facilitating effective collaboration which will ensure the successful implementation of the Transforming Senior High School Education and the Teaching and Learning Project. Currently, Mr. Chairman, as many as 15 of the 45 colleges of education in the country have been affiliated to UEW alone for mentoring. Ladies and gentlemen, compatible with the university's goal of making its products fully responsive to the realities and exigencies of contemporary Ghana and the West African sub-region, the university has continually invested in upgrading facilities, systems, and services to complement the dynamic efforts of providing excellent universal education. We have widely expanded and provided Wi-Fi access to every corner of our campuses. Our libraries are well stocked with numerous resources. Our university provides students and staff with access to over 40,000 online journals, databases, and catalogs that can be accessed from anywhere in the world. Your Excellency, Honorable Chief of Staff, it may interest you to know that when the COVID-19 global pandemic threatened the resilience of the global education system, we were one of the first universities in this country to step up the challenge. We pioneered and we facilitated the delivery of very robust and high-quality online academic activities through our UEW LMS to our over 100,000 students, including those 15 affiliated colleges of education, to bring the second semester of the previous academic year to a smooth conclusion. So we were not stopped, neither could we be intimidated by the almighty COVID. We used the same technology to successfully bring the distance education semester to an end. We conducted entrance examination and interviews for all prospective applicants for this academic year, and we successfully rolled out and completed our sandwich session for that year. Through the benefit of the same technology, we provided everyone participating in the main congregation in the virtual mode the best virtual graduation experience and had a real-time engagement with our proud graduates and their loved ones. We took this path as a mark of our deep value for and recognition of the feeling of a sense of achievement which characterize such occasions. Essentially, it is a way to adore our new graduates and to make them competitive in our job market. Mr. Chairman, UEW is arguably the fastest growing and largest populated university in the country, even with the autonomy of Amundsen. We continue to attract several thousands of applicants annually, pursuant to our special mandate and strategic objectives to expand graduate studies, research output, and to enhance academic programs and standards. We have introduced more market-driven and cutting-edge educational programs. These are to help meet the manpower requirements of our country. In view of this, under this administration, over 40 postgraduate and 24 undergraduate programs have been introduced. Mr. Chairman, we have promoted more staff through a rigorous assessment of their works in the history of the university than we ever anticipated. Within the 4 years of my administration, as many as 672 staff have been promoted from one rank to the other to ensure a just reward for their efforts. Conclusion, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to express my profound gratitude to His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo through the Chief of Staff for graciously accepting to be at this august occasion and to commission some of the projects mentioned earlier hereafter. Please permit me to extend my heartwarming appreciation to all of you guests for spending your precious time to see this program through. I'm heavily indebted to the Governing Council, my management team, and the hard-working staff of this great university for their various roles in ensuring a very successful university and a successful program so far. Finally, let me seize this opportunity to once again congratulate the hard-working sons of this land who would have facilities named after, and the awardees, the Right Honorable Reverend Professor Aaron Makelokwe and Honorable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh for attaining this feat. May God bless us all, and may this God make our nation great and strong. Thank you very much.
Reverend Father Professor Anthony Afubroni, Vice Chancellor, University of Education, Winneba. Na odi ne enum kasa abrenye no akasa fende me pie ho a orkodo we shoponi mu mbozimba eshoponi orobo dembre obokodara ediba no e wa chechefo adichirim e wo manimu.
So just gone by, we have had the Vice Chancellor of the University, Reverend Father Professor Anthony Afubroni, addressing the congregation. He highlighted some of the key achievements that have been chalked under his administration. There are many projects that have come up, including, of course, the Student Center, the many lecture halls that have been built, some ongoing projects as well, the hospital, the halls that are being put in place. In fact, he promised that before he goes on retirement, the hospital will be commissioned for use. And those were some of the highlights of the speech that our Vice Chancellor, Professor Anthony Afubroni, gave us. Very soon we shall have the School of Creative Arts also giving a performance to spice the occasion.
Mane mema nyame ansofo no nananu matina nkonwa ya mama kwa abo nananu mo ya mama tinasio UEW panifo si ya mamumo ya mama kwabo Ghana mampani papa bina na do dan kwa akufo ado awon fedu ano no be ma na ntimi ama nti wai ni nampa wa sha obatampa bi obatampa odi agromu obatampa wonim ne ne mape obatampa wonim ne abusua bedie abusua da no fo bi ya de nyina obatampa akosia frema bopare opare serempnemu obapa yama wakwa aba yama wakwa abo obape yama wabatnasio yeda wasiemo obinfo mike erono kwe eti branke so so aye ni adamrenam krogba krombo kokroko kuna am fibom kopetepremu womanim fue emramu busumuru no okatachie yama wabat nasi yama wamo wabinfue yama wabat nasi o yeda wasiamo obinfo mati wo poku prempe no okatachie prempe ajimaye asante kotoko de hye no Ghana nyinam kania ina da no fo no ejape ya ma mo ya ma wo mo ne konwate ya ma ba atnase be ma ine ye da wasiamu eja no mo ya ma mo ejape mo madamasio ya groma ya dianije ya groma ya groma ya dianije ya groma ya nkogwa ya nkwanu mabu asantifo ye nie ya nkogwa ya nkwanu mabu asantifo ye nie Yeswaye ya santi kotoko fo ya groma oh ya groma ya dianije ya groma ya groma ya dianije ya groma ya nkogwa ya nkwanu mabu asantifo ye nie Yankogwa yankwanu mabu asantefo Yeswaye ya santi kotoko fo ya groma ya groma ya danije ya groma ya groma ya danije ya groma Yankogwa yankwanu mabu asantifo ye ni Yankogwa yankwanu mabu asantifo ye Yeswaye ya santi kotoko fo ya groma oh ya groma ya danije ya groma ya groma ya danije ya groma Yankogwa yankwanu mabu asantifo ye ni Yankogwa yankwanu mabu asantifo before you go my I grant me damina I grant me damina me damina I grant me damina crow I grant you damina I grant me damina me damina I grant me damina crow I grant me damina I grant me damina oh me damina oh I grant me damina cry me no I grant me damina oh I grant me damina oh me damina oh Agrenti me da me na kra. Agrenti me da me na. Agrenti me da me na oi. Me da me na oi. Agrenti me da me na kra. Agrenti me da me na. Agrenti me da me na oi. Me da me na oi. Agrenti me da me na kra.
Congratulations,
Yes.
congratulations, congratulations. That is the School of Creative Arts. Honorable Chief of Staff and Honorable Minister for Education. That is the handiwork of our School of Creative Arts. Conferment of honorary degrees. Conferment of honorary degrees. Mr. Chairman, may I have your permission to invite an achieved personality, the proud gentleman, Right Honorable Reverend Professor Aaron Michael Okwe, to boldly step out for the Chairman of Council and the Vice Chancellor to robe him with the gown.
Radio Winneba 98.3 na was good ite nande dwumedi sonko University of Education Winneba we share shedu sonko a orbo ekukudambe no hon abawdo ite achenbo ajonto a abesen koya no ye School of Creative Arts University of Education Winneba ahon na wodi agudi fefel na agudi fefel na wodi egudi nye ndama wodi rebobo ekwini hon abawdo na wazaba ahona wo hwe wo Facebook, YouTube n wohu ade fefewa oye School of Creative Arts University of Education Winneba oye necessary be sonfo chame anabem sonfo hongum senyi oye Professor Obemreku enyi Vice Chancellor Reverend Father Professor Anthony Afrobroni ahon na wode Reverend Professor Aaron Michael Kwe na about the ball was a man oye gown was a ashen.
We just witnessed a colorful display from the School of Creative Arts as they brought in the gowns very in a horse way with performances heralding the bringing of the gowns. There's the two of them to the stage, which was received by the registrar, and now the first recipient of the honorary doctorate, that's Professor Michael Okwe, being decorated by the council chairman and the vice chancellor.
Of Right Honorable Reverend Professor Aaron Michael Okwe. Right Honorable Reverend Professor Aaron Michael Okwe, you were the Speaker of the 7th Parliament of the 4th Republic. You are also a Reverend Minister of the Baptist Church. You were born on April 4, 1994, to Mr. E.G.N. Okwe of Usu, a cocoa merchant, and Mrs. Felicia Awusiki Okwe of Odumase Krobo. Right Honorable Reverend Professor Okwe, you have a bachelor's degree in political science from the University of Ghana, a Bachelor of Law and Barrister at Law from the University of London's College of Law and the Lincoln's Inn, respectively. You obtained a Doctor of Philosophy degree in 1992 at the University of Ghana and had your postdoctoral fellowship at the University of London School of Oriental and African Studies from 1993 to 1994. Right Honorable Speaker Michael Okwe, your career as an academic has been outstanding. You began as a part-time lecturer in 1984 at the Department of Political Science, University of Ghana, where you rose through the ranks to become a full professor. While at the University of Ghana, you held various positions, including head, Department of Political Science, 1999 to 2002. You are credited with 10 books, several edited books and book chapters, a number of monographs, and 33 articles in credible journals. The diverse nature of your scholarship is evident in themes such as governance, conflict and conflict resolution, political education, decentralization, human rights, military interventions, rural developments, and gender equality. By dint of hard work, you have diligently discharged yourself as a member of several academic and professional associations, such as the Honorable Society of Lincoln's Inn, the Ghana Bar Association, the Supreme Court of England and Wales, and the Superior Court of Ghana. Right Honorable Reverend Professor Aaron Michael Okwe, you are indeed the doyen of 21st century politics in Ghana, and your sterling performance as a scholar is also exemplary. Having endeared yourself to several people as a venerable resource person, you have presented cogent and insightful papers at public lectures and conferences on local and international platforms. You are an enviable recipient of coveted International Rockefeller Senior Scholar Award as a Fulbright Scholar in 1993 and 1997. You are a proud winner of the Codestra Award for Economics and Social Research in Africa and the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences Silver Award for doctoral thesis. Right, Honorable Speaker, your services have not been confined only to academia. You are an accomplished statesman who has served in various capacities as diplomat, legislator, and politician. Your outstanding accomplishments are evident in the priceless services that you continue to render to Ghana and the world in diverse distinguished capacities. You were the Member of Parliament for Domi Kwabenya constituency from 2005 to 2013, Second Deputy Speaker of the Fifth Parliament of the Fourth Republic of Ghana from 2009 to 2013, Ghana High Commissioner to India, Minister of Energy 2005 to 2006, and Minister of Communication 2006 to 2007. Your diplomatic acumen was brought to bear during your tenure as the High Commissioner to India, where you entrenched the Indo-Ghana relationship that recorded unrivaled achievement, leading to the establishment of the Ghana-India Kofi Annan Center of Excellence in Information Technology, Ghana Presidential Palace and Office Complex, among others. Right Honorable Professor Mike Okwe, as a Minister of Energy, you presided over several deregulation exercises. Among them are the agreement between the Ghana government and Tullow Oil, which led to unprecedented petroleum exploration, signing of Bui Dam MOU with Sino Hydro Corporation of China, and amendment of the VRA Act that paved the way for independent power producers to operate in Ghana. Under your leadership as the Minister of Communication and with assistance from Chinese government, Ghana attained a record tele-density and rural technology target. Right Honorable Reverend Professor Ero Michael Okwe, your unwavering devotion to the cause of education and good governance region in Ghana has not gone unnoticed. For your dedication and commitment to the social and moral well-being of the people of Ghana and elsewhere across the globe, the University of Education, Winneba, this day, 26 May, in the year of our Lord 2021, is proud to confer on you Doctor of Letters, honoris causa. Ayigo.
So that's the citation there, which was read by the Registrar of the University of Education, Winneba, Paul Sebemba Esquire, and a catalogue the achievement of Honorable Professor Reverend Aaron Mike Okwe, because he's achieved a lot when it comes to, I mean, as a politician, as an academician, and as a, in so many fields, and no wonder he's been recognized today as the honorary doctorate, letter of course, right? Of course, okay. So this will bring to the number 23 of honorary degrees that has been 22 to Napo. I'm adding Napo to it, though he's yet to be decorated. I'll bring the total number 23. I'll still be counting. So live on 98.3 FM, live from the Jofos Annual Mensa Conference Center. That's where we'll bring you our coverage on this special communication taking place this very morning. We're going to the podium to listen to the registrar.
To invite the bold personality to step out for him to be ruled. With your permission, I hereby invite Honorable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh.
Today, that's the 26th day of the month of May 2021 on the conference of the degree. Napo is a medical doctor, profession, and I'm sure that this dissertation is being conducted by the council chairman, being assisted by the chancellor, in a colorful ceremony here this morning at the Jofos Annual Mensa Conference Center. This is our coverage, 98.3 FM Radio Winneba, live on Facebook, Radio Winneba 98.3 FM, and also at official.ew. You can also listen to us live on the University homepage, that's www.uew.ed.gh. Of course, you can listen and watch it live from the Jofos Annual Mensa Conference Center this very morning. Yes, Dr. Matt Kukwebe has been roped and received applause. Very colorful one. The is very attractive. Yes, so.
Citation in honor of Honorable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh. Education. Honorable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, a persistent, optimistic, and illustrious son of Ghana. Your pursuit of higher education started from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, where you obtained Bachelor of Science degree in Human Biology and Bachelor of Medicine and Surgery degree in 1992 and 1995, respectively. You proceeded to Erasmus University, Rotterdam, Netherlands, and completed Master of Science degree in clinical epidemiology in 1998. Work experience. As a trained physician, you began your medical profession as a medical officer at the Komfanochi Teaching Hospital from 1995 to 1997, and continued your career in the United Kingdom as a senior house officer, National Health Service from 1999 to 2003, and became a member of the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons, Glasgow, UK in 2002. Subsequently, you became the executive chairman of KEMAP Services Limited from 2003 to 2009. In terms of professional membership, you are a member of the Ghana Medical and Dental Council, as well as the General Medical Council of UK. Honorable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, you won elections in 2008 and became the Member of Parliament for Menchia constituency in Kumasi, Ashanti. And you have maintained the enviable seat as a Member of Parliament for Menchia South constituency since then, due to your remarkable achievements and passion for your constituents. As a Member of Parliament, you have served on several parliamentary committees, including health, appointments, special budget, as well as environment, science, technology, and innovation. Honorable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, you were appointed Minister for Education by His Excellency President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in 2017. As a member of Cabinet, you have been exceptional in policy formulation and in championing government's agenda to transform education in Ghana. Your dexterity and outstanding performance have earned admiration and respect among the Ghanaian citizenry. Indeed, you deserve recognition and honor because you continue to make unprecedented contributions to education in Ghana at both the tertiary and pre-tertiary levels. Achievements. Under your leadership, the Ministry of Education successfully implemented the flagship free senior high school program of the government. The free senior high school program, which started with an initial enrollment of 813,448 in the 2017-2018 academic year, is now in its fourth year, 2020-2021, with an enrollment of 1,200,545 students. To ensure equity in placement at senior high schools, you implemented a policy of 30% equity placement, under which 30% of places in all schools is reserved for students from public junior high schools. Beyond the free senior high school program, the education sector across all levels has witnessed significant reforms during your tenure as Minister for Education. From the 2017-2018 academic year, you engineered and increased the capitation grant by 122%, bringing immeasurable relief to school managers and parents. Honorable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, on education reforms, you established National Reform Secretariat to transform all aspects of education in the country, including the upgrade of all colleges of education to university colleges, the adoption of a national teachers' standards, the rollout of teacher education curriculum framework, and the tertiary education policy for Ghana initiative. You have expanded access to tertiary education by facilitating the conversion of the University for Development Studies, WA and Navrongo campuses into autonomous universities. You also facilitated cabinet approval for the management of post-retirement contracts in public universities, providing grounds for the need to retain highly skilled and experienced academic staff to support the core business of universities. On infrastructure, your vision for expanding access at all levels has been evident in the construction of numerous school infrastructural development programs. Key among these developments are the construction of school buildings, rehabilitation of collapsing schools, establishment of new senior high schools, upgrading of some existing schools into model schools, and establishment of universities. Under your exemplary leadership, the Ministry of Education has strengthened the legal and regulatory framework to improve the governance and efficiency of education service delivery, which is to ensure uniformity and compliance with the legal framework across the educational sector. Following your relentless effort and dedication, 9 acts have been passed, while 13 others are in various stages of legislation. Honorable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, to catalyze the process towards the achievement of national education goals, you actively sought strategic partners with philanthropic and non-traditional partners organizations to support the implementation of sector policies. The initiative has brought on board partners such as Big Win Philanthropy, Educational Outcomes Fund, Association for the Development of Education in Africa, Global Partnerships for Education, and MasterCard Foundation. Honorable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, due to your far-reaching contributions that portray your personality as an embodiment of ideals of public service, you were adjudged Best Minister in Ghana in 2017 and 2019. And you also recently received the 2020 Harvard Ministerial Medal of Achievement. Honorable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, the University of Education, Winneba, is inspired by your illustrious and sterling leadership in the education sector in Ghana and is proud to celebrate your extraordinary accomplishments. The University of Education, Winneba, this day, 26 May, in the year of our Lord 2021, has the greatest pleasure to confer on you Doctor of Letters, honoris causa. Ayiho.
And on Dr. Michael who will be conferred on honor doctor degree, Doctor of Letters, honoris causa, this very morning. Live on 98.3 FM days of coverage. A very colorful ceremony here. So that's the fanfare. With congratulations to Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, MP for Mensure South, and he is the current Minister of Energy. They're receiving. So at this point,
Mr. Chairman, the next item on the program is acceptance speech by Right Honorable Reverend Professor Aaron Michael Okwe, former Speaker of the 7th Parliament of the 4th Republic of Ghana.
Immediate past Speaker of Parliament, Professor Aaron Mike Okwe, third.
His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, represented by our respected Chief of Staff, Madam Frema Osei Opare, Honorable Ministers of State, Honorable Members of Parliament, Chairman and members of the Governing Council of the University, Vice Chancellor and Management Team of this university, other government representatives at the national, regional, and local levels, representatives of sister universities present, Nenyi Gati, the 7th Council member and Omahini of Ifutu Traditional Area, and his entourage. Nana Kwabena Hama Ababio, the second, Namahene of Ajumako traditional area, colleague professors, other members of convocation, special invited guests, staff of the university, traditional and religious leaders, UEW, GRASAC, and SRC presidents, beloved friends and family, friends from the media, my old friend Dr. Eboa Amwa, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor to be part of today's special congregation ceremony organized to confer on my colleague, Honorable Dr. Matthew Upoku Prempe alias Napu, and myself, prestigious honorary doctoral degrees here at the University of Education, Winneba. We are indeed delighted to humbly accept the honors. Undoubtedly, this is a call for greater commitment and service to our country. I've come to learn that it is not enough to have a great idea, you need to impact lives practically and positively. Mr. Chairman, the university's project of recognizing individuals for their achievements in academia and other public service is a laudable one. It raises aspirations, widens participation, and accentuates social inclusion. Having had the pleasure of interacting with the Vice Chancellor, Reverend Professor Anthony Afro-Bruni, and his team, I am confident that they are committed to operating an outstanding university designed to give our students and academia an exceptional experience in education. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you will agree with me that the footprints of this university can be traced all over our country and beyond. Today, the Faculty of Education in Winneba is at the forefront of our educational policies and development. This, I know, was inspired by the vision of President Akufo-Addo to see to it that every child in this country receives basic quality education. I recollect with joy and academic pride the lecture I delivered here on your annual Human Rights Day in 2019. I take this opportunity to avail myself to contribute more to the University's Center for Human Rights and Peace Studies, the area in this area excites me and is the one in which I won my Fulbright Award on. Mr. Chairman, on behalf of my good friend, Honorable Dr. Matthew Upoku Prempe, the first Minister of Education, tasked to implement the free SHS program under President Akufo-Addo, and who did so with excellence, and on my own behalf, we register our unqualified appreciation to the Governing Council, management team, academic board, and the organizers of this special congregation. May this serve as an inspiration to all who seek to serve our nation selflessly in their areas of endeavor. We thank you very much.
That's acceptance speech by the immediate past Speaker of Parliament.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, I have some copies of some of my books here, 10 of them of these each in that box for the university library.
He has donated quite a number of books. Also donated some books to the university to be placed at the university library. We say congrats and thanks to Professor Aaron Michael for giving us those books. He is a human rights expert. So that is a acceptance speech by the immediate past Speaker of Parliament, Professor Aaron Mike Okwe, and the book has been taken accordingly by the university. So we have some performance from the band of the university. It's still 98.3 FM. This is our coverage of the Special Congregation of University Education, Winneba. So we have a speech from the Chief of Staff, Madam Freeman Parry. So that's a kind of nice rendition coming from the music department. Addition out right here. So you're live on 98.3 F. In case you're just tuning in, this is our coverage of the special congregation of the University of Education Winneba taking place at the Jofos and Mensa Conference Center. Napo tapping his feet in response to the music. He's enjoying the rendition coming from the music department. It's a gospel rendition there. You know, the music department, when it comes to this, they are so good. They are the best. And at any occasion, they will not disappoint you. Live on 98.3 FM. And this is our coverage. Let's enjoy the music. I'll be back to continue our coverage this morning on a special congregation of the University of Education. But don't forget, right after the ceremony, will be the commission of projects, and it will be at the faculty. That's where the 8 of the lecture theaters will be commissioned this morning. Class 2 in the South Campus, making it 10, and Student Center, as well as the multi-purpose technology building at the Central Campus. So we'll be happening live, and follow us on Facebook. We'll bring you all the live streaming and the event, and live on 98.3 FM as well. So this is our coverage, going to be extensive coverage for this special congregation, and we'll continue, God willing, on Friday for the ordinary session or the second session of the graduation session of Education Winneba. 98.3 FM. So let's enjoy the music, and we'll be back to continue our commentary.
Mr. Chairman, we move on to address by the President's representative. With your permission, may I invite Honorable Chief of Staff, Nana Dachihima Freeman Opare.
Chairman of Council, Honorable Central Regional Minister, Honorable Minister for Education, Members of Parliament, Municipal Chief Executive of Efutu Municipality, members of the University of Education Winneba Council, the Vice Chancellor, University of Education Winneba, the Vice Chancellor, the Registrar, Honorable awardees, Honorable Professor Mike Okwe, and Honorable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe. Neyi Gate, the 6th of Mahini of Efutu traditional area, Okukodrofo Nana Kwamena Hama Abebio, the 2nd, on Mahini of Efutu traditional area, our distinguished traditional leaders, members of the diplomatic corps, vice chancellors of sister universities, the clergy, staff of the University of Education Winneba and other sister universities, distinguished guests, members of the media, students, ladies and gentlemen. I bring you warm greetings from the President of the Republic, His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. He would have loved to be here today at this ceremony, but the requirements of the chairman of ECOWAS mean that he is on his way to Abuja, Nigeria, to open the 2021 first ordinary session of the 5th legislature of the ECOWAS Parliament. So he has asked that I represent him and deliver this speech on his behalf. Council Chair, today is a day of celebration as we are gathered here to witness the conferment of honorary doctoral degrees to 2 illustrious sons of Mother Ghana for their distinguished services to our dear nation and to the world. I commend the management of the University of Education Winneba for organizing this memorable congregation. I was delighted when I received the invitation and saw the personalities to be honored at this special occasion. I have personally known and worked with both personalities, and indeed continue to work with them. In fact, I must say that they are indeed part of my government's success story, and by extension, the success of Ghana, a contribution that is worth recognizing. Distinguished guests, Ghana has come very far as a result of the sacrifices and commitment of some individuals. These people have demonstrated professionalism under the most trying circumstances, exhibited patience when others would have walked away, demonstrated humanity towards people who, some might say, deserve none, and have shown dedication to duty as the clock ticked long past the end of their scheduled workday. These indeed are acts of heroism worthy of recognition by society. That is why I am happy that the University of Education, Winneba, has specifically selected these two personalities to be honored. Congratulations to our awardees. Ladies and gentlemen, I must commend the management of UEW for being able to harness resources and efforts to complete the 2019 and 2020 academic year in the midst of COVID-19. You have shown to the whole world that you are more than capable of finding solutions to challenging situations. No one ever expected this pandemic, and for that matter, prepared for it. Be that as it may, when it hits the nation, University of Education Winneba did not throw its hands in despair. With a can-do spirit, you turn things around to overcome the situation. The university was thus able to complete the 2019-2020 academic year and went on further to organize the congregation on the 10th and 11th of September 2020 to graduate the final year students, all virtually. I'm reliably informed that you have successfully completed the first semester of the 2020-2021 academic year and have even commenced the second semester. This is a feather in your cap, and I say a big ayuko to management, staff, and students for this. Ladies and gentlemen, it is widely acknowledged that education is the bedrock for developing human resource, which is the essential ingredient for national development. The importance of education, therefore, cannot be overemphasized. That is why, in line with government's comprehensive agenda to ensure inclusive and accelerated economic development, we have introduced forward-looking and very bold interventions in the education sector. These include the expansion of the school feeding program, restoration of teacher training allowances, the absorption of registration fees of BECE and WASI candidates. You will recall the government also provided personal protective equipment to students and staff of universities, senior and junior high schools across the country. As some of you might be aware, financial clearance has also been granted for the recruitment of staff to various levels of education in the education sector. My government is an action-oriented one, and it will always seek the best interests of the nation. Thanks to the introduction of the free SHS and TVET program, thousands of JHS graduates who otherwise could not have had access to senior high school have enrolled and have either benefited or are benefiting from these bold interventions. The recent results of the first batch of free SHS graduates, the Akufo-Addo graduates, as people call them, have shown that quality has not been compromised. Indeed, the 2020 was the only year in the past 6 years that more than 50% of candidates who sat the examination obtained grade 1, A1 to C6 in all core subjects. These interventions are rooted in a genuine effort of government to liberate the energies of our young people to grow an economy in which all the people of Ghana can be a part of. Unsurprisingly, free SHS has resulted in increased enrollment, and that is why government has embarked on an unprecedented infrastructure development across all levels of education. Over the last 4 years, we have completed 1,587 projects, with some 1,652 still ongoing. We shall not renege on our quest to engage continually with all stakeholders to ensure that all bottlenecks in the implementation of the free SHS are resolved, so to improve even further our education sector. Chairman of Council, distinguished guests, I'm happy that the University of Education, Winneba, has invested heavily in infrastructure development in anticipation of the high numbers of graduates being churned out from our senior high schools. At the end of today's event, I will be commissioning some 8 sets of 500 capacity lecture theaters, a state-of-the-art student center, one of its kind in the country, the ultra-modern technology block, the university maze, and the food courts. I'm particularly impressed with the foresight and resourcefulness of the use of internally generated funds to achieve this purpose. Indeed, some of these important structures did not fail to attract my attention upon arrival here. I wish at this juncture to applaud the very Reverend Father, Professor Anthony Afo-Broni, and management of the University of Education, Winneba, for this vision. The government is prepared to support these laudable initiatives. It is in this vein that government has made available financial clearance to enable UEW to recruit many more competent professionals to support the university to cope well with the increasing numbers of beneficiaries of the free SHS program. I have taken note of the request for assistance made by the University of Education, Winneba, to government for the construction of a modern library complex to provide learning support and research and among students and faculty. UEW will have government support towards the construction of this facility. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to use this opportunity to urge the University of Education, Winneba, and indeed all other tertiary institutions to find smart ways of collaborating with industry and find workable solutions confronting the nation workforce. I challenge further our tertiary institutions to take critical look at their curriculum with a view to modifying it to meet the trend and demands of our contemporary world. On this note, Chairperson, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, honorable awardees, we still congratulate you for distinguishing yourself and deserving the award that have just been conferred on you. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors, and may God bless the University of Education, Winneba, and us all, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana, and make her great and strong. I thank you for your attention.
That's a powerful speech there coming from the Chief of Staff, Madam HONORARY. That's so great. I think we are coming to an end of the ceremony. Very soon we'll be done. We'll be done very soon.
We are very grateful.
Live on 98.3 FM. Still is our coverage of this special congregation. Ernest, you just touch about.
We are very grateful to the President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo. He is an Osiadeyo, and we know that his promise for the construction of the ultra modern library will see the light of the day in the course of his second term. We are very grateful. The program continues from here. From this place, we are going to commission the projects and also unveil the projects which have been named after some distinguished personalities in the country. Mr. Chairman, I wish to quickly and briefly introduce some personalities in our midst. We have Professor Jofus Anamwa Mensah, my Vice Chancellor, the first Vice Chancellor of University for Education, Winneba. We have Professor Kwesi Asabre Ameyao, the second Vice Chancellor of the University of Education, and one of the honorees. One of the buildings have been named after him, and we are going to unveil it today. There is the representative of His Excellency John Ajekum Kufuor, who is coming to witness the unveiling ceremony of the building that has been named after him. We have Dr. Joseph Ebo Banaman, former council member and acting chairman of council. He's also an honoree who is going to benefit from the naming ceremony. He is an industrious man of Efutu, and he has done so well, and the university has recognized his contribution. Professor Mohammed Salifu, Director General GTEC, is on our midst. Then Professor Philip Ebo Bonzi Simpson, Rector Gimpa, is also gracing occasions with us. Professor Johnson Guampong, Vice Chancellor UCC, is also here to grace the occasion. Professor Dominic Fobi, former Minister for Education, Board Chairman, GETFund. Nenyi Gate, the seventh Omanhene of the Futu traditional area and a member of the University Governing Council. We have Very Reverend Ama Afubre, who is also a member of the University Governing Council. My own sister, Irene Osebunsu, Esquire, Council Member, UUW. We have Okuko Drufo Kwamena Hama, Omanhene for Jumaku traditional area and his entourage. Honorable J.B. Ninsen, Municipal Chief Executive of Winneba Municipality. The Regional Police Commander, Commander Habiba, is also here with us. The Regional Minister, who is also an alumnus of this university, Honorable Mrs. Justina Marigold Asen. I wish to indicate that we have the better half of the chairman of UUW Governing Council, Mrs. Ejakuma Meriku. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Dr. Yao Osei Adichum, Minister for Education, is in his seat to grace the occasion as the sector minister. We have the representative of the late Honorable Kwajo Ba Redu also in our midst. We also have the representative of Professor Emmanuel Kwesi Ampene, the first council chairman and the first acting principal for the University College of Education of Winneba, also in our midst. Professor Akwasi Opoku Amankwa, the Director General of Education and also a member of UW Governing Council, is here to grace the occasion with us. Ladies and gentlemen, the list continues on, and I may be forgiven for not going through the full length. But one name that has to be mentioned is Honorable Freeman Osei Opare, Chief of Staff, representing His Excellency, the President of the Republic. Thank you. We are almost at the end of the program, and we shall invite the chaplain to give us the closing prayer. Thank you.
With all protocol observed, could you all rise up for a prayer, please? Closing prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you that we asked for your presence and you really visited us. What an honorable day, a memorable one. Historically, that we can remark this. This is where the university excels. Father, we are privileged to honor such brilliant citizens of our country. We are privileged to see the very manifestation of unity and love among us. And above all, we are privileged to see that men and women aspiring to help this university go far are always behind the management of this university. We take this privilege aloud to pray for our president, that from here, our prayer will reach you, that the very excellent work that he's doing, that has reached the whole of Africa, will also bring about the sort of development, the sort of aspirations, and the very manifestation of such a brilliant country that we all inherit of. Father, we take opportunity to pray for the honoraries, the honorables that have been awarded this privilege of serving the nation. Father, we are here because they are, and we are privileged to their brain work, and for that matter, this institution of excellence. From here, we're going to do the rest of the country, the rest of the ceremonies. My privilege is to be with us, and our privilege is to experience your very blessing. And I claim this authority over every works of enemy, anything that will be a foul spirit, and anything that will bring deterioration, and anything that is not desirable. We come against it in the name of Jesus and pray for your unction and for your leadership. Father, be with us as we go. Grant us your traveling mercies and give us all the wealth and support that we need as a people. Now may the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the sweet fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with us now and forevermore as we go in Jesus' name. Amen.
Before I invite the chairman of council for the dissolution of the assembly, I have these announcements. After the commissioning and unveiling of the project, reception will be held at the executive guest house. Ladies and gentlemen, the brass band is not from police service. The brass band is from the Department of Music Education. may I call upon the chairman of the Governing Council to dissolve the assembly. Thank you.
Your Excellency, members of the Academic Board, congregation, staff and students of the university, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to, on behalf of the University of Education, Winneba, express my deep appreciation for your honoring of the invitation of the university to this congregation. I wish you a safe journey to your respective destinations. I now declare the congregation dissolved. I thank you.
Just gone by was General Assassini, our national anthem. And the chairman of council, Professor Obin Mreku. The chairman of council, Professor Obin Mreku, has dissolved the congregation. Now it's the turn for the commissioning of the project that His Excellency is scheduled to inaugurate, but he is being represented by Mrs. Akosia Frema Ose Opare, the Chief of Staff. The Minister of Education, Dr. Matthew Poku Pempe, is represented, and he was wowed about the performance of students from the Department of Music Education. I saw Dr. Educhum looking at the stage to see what the students were doing. I'm not in the commentary position alone. I'm here with my brother, Emmanuel Apia JC. We are doing the commentary together, and we shall be going to the project site to join our team of commentators there, led by King Batuka. So now I hand over to Emmanuel Apia JC.
All right, so that gone by was just the first part of the program. As we told you, now the members of convocation as well as their entourage will be moving to the various places where these projects will have to be commissioned. And like we told you in our announcement earlier, the team would commission several projects that have been put out here by management of the university. They will start off with some lecture halls at the North Campus. That's the first of the projects that they will commission. If you are watching us on Facebook, you can see our cameras are already on site, and some of these projects are right in your view that you can see. So the first of the projects that is to be commissioned is the 500-seater capacity lecture theaters right here at the North Campus faculty area, to be specific. And then the team will move on to the food court for students and staff, also located at the North Campus. That would also be commissioned as well. They would now come to commission the registers block, also at the North Campus. The team from there will move on to commission the new administration block that is also at the North Campus. The administration block has been there for a while, but is going to be commissioned as well. And of course, an ultra-modern two-story building at the North Campus would also be commissioned, as well as the University Maze right at the Simpa Roundabout, perhaps formerly Simpa Roundabout. I don't know if there's going to be a new name, but for now we know that the University Maze is well put there. So that is how the rundown of the second session of this special congregation and commissioning of projects is going to go. Do follow us on Facebook. If you are out of sight, follow us on Facebook at Radio Windy Bay 98.3 FM. You can also log on to the university website, that's www.tuw.edu.gh, and follow us. You could also listen to us live on Radio Windy Bay 98.3 FM, 98.3 FM, yes. So you could also listen to us on Radio Windy Bay as well. Mr. Namwa.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ima. Yedahara wa Jofus Anamwa Mensa Conference Center, where University of Education Winneba ha, and the University of Education Winneba did you from Kwa. Oh boy, Kukudambe no one about the Wojuma Suna Wezi is the Abwa Omani and Anakanko, Womusia, in Womasium. Them a Kukudambe ye. Professor Aaron Michael Quia in chair Oyem Reshebe Gufi Chame, Ope Gohun Cherry, Onye Dr. Matthew Puku Pempe, Onosoye Oswafa, Oshe in Mahwadin to say Sarah in chair Yoswafa, Oshe Umusiado, War Mampin, Nanado Nabana, Uzikanamun. Na, Oye Vice Chancellor Reverend Father Professor Anthony Afubuene Kasemin Oche. Mbozunbwa University of Education abo mfiana na obeza the Vice Chancellor iwesu oponimu jumezi ahruwa wezi enyeza wuguduriza ontramara manembre mbrewie oye afia yewomize na wetume ezi mesu oponi etum afane tampa ifra Reverend Father Professor Anthony Afubonisha and so they say reka esu opon otete acheche fu ebibrim ha oye University of Education Winneba na University of Education Winneba so na oye esu opon awo manimu a esuafo wom no wodos papa owom there University of Education campus anche owo Kumase enyi campus owo Mampon oye Coltech enyi Kagrik watchon ho efi esu opon ni mozi na so University of Education Winneba dahwara ono na oye esu opon batana esuafo dos wom papa na oche dwumezi a wedi aboa ma oye esuaponi orfa ne tampe fra na sehwe abane hyehye ozebai oye Free Senior High School na o mama nkrofo pinara na wokro school dem nkrofo nso wo wie oye Sodu School Miche Senior High School na awode woko esuapon ahoro enyi achechefo ntete bia enyi nza okaka ho na dem nkrofo nduduara na wo ba University of Education Winneba deminti odem penfo wode enzemagu apomdo na wo yanhyehye obotuma aboa ma dem esuafo nse wo ba esuapon ho ancheren deminti Vice Chancellor Professor Afrobroni na yin penfo sha ase de wo sisi adan bia wo betena esuade say America say Chief of Staff Mami Ekosu Afrema Oseopare ojiro mampin na adan kwakufo ado na namin worko oye mbiambia horo wodi dwumayi na wa akapa dwumezi no ho dwumezi a worko akapa ho taman bibi oye bia esuafo betena esuade amaka den biara fa esuafo nkonkor ahenum na damadan nkonkor a wotwe na wewi a worko akapa ho tam damara so na food course oye baby a woto na ezibana horo so worko akapa ho tam student center ne sasunyi iwe esuapon biaram iwo manimu so worko no akapa ho tam damara so na wowo technology center and technology block wo central campus no so chief of staff obeya manze na wa pahotam ansa na ko south campus so ono so wo lecture hall ni bi no so esuafo babur ahenum na wakokro biaram kon ebien na ho adam dwumezi nara worko na wakwa akada nazi America say here team of commentators wo oye bia dwumezi ahoro na robokodro na oncharen yadze baba na za workodo ho nso yadze amahum iman.
Mr. Namwa, that was baby. Thank you so much, Mr. Namwa, for that update in the local dialect. So, like I indicated earlier, we will be going to the grounds. We'll be monitoring the activities, and we'll be bringing you all the updates right here on Radio Windy Bay 98.3 FM. Currently, the congregation has been dissolved, just as we mentioned earlier, and the second part of the program is underway. The commissioning of the projects, which is a major part of the gathering, is underway. A lot of projects will be commissioned. Among them include the lecture halls, ultra-modern lecture halls, 500 capacity lecture halls. I think 8 of those lecture halls will be commissioned, and there's also the commissioning of the ultra-modern student center, first of its kind, in any university here in Ghana. And of course, there's also going to be the commissioning of the university maze put out there at the Simple Roundabout. Of course, there's going to be the commissioning of an ultra-modern 500-seater lecture halls at the South Campus. And of course, the ultra-modern, again, technology center at the Central Campus. Of course, some of these buildings have been named after eminent personalities in our country, and all those people will be unveiled. All those names will be unveiled as part of the ceremony. So stick and stay to Radio Winneba. We'll be bringing you all the updates as it happens. Our team of reporters are on the ground, and we'll be bringing you the updates as it happens. Again, you can go to Facebook and log on to Winneba 98.3 FM to watch us live. You can also log on to the university's website. That's www.edu.gh and watch us or listen to us. You could equally listen to us on your phone. That's on your radio via Radio Winneba 98.3 FM. We'll be back with the updates.
Okay, and also on at official.uw, you can watch us live on Facebook. That is the university's Facebook page. The program saw some beautiful performances by the Department of Theatre Art of the University of Education. How do you feel? How was your impression?
I have never been disappointed by the output of students from the Central Campus ever since I stepped foot in this university. I think it's one of the reasons I love the university, for the fact that there's too much creativity in the university, and the Central Campus is the hub of creativity. They never disappoint, and today, almost every program is a milestone over the other. Today, what we saw today is just explicitly magnificent, and you see. We saw a horse, as it were.
Yes, a horse.
A horse
delivering the
gifts and other things, I think. A live horse, And so the Central Campus has always been very instrumental to events like this. The music band, one of the best in Ghana, arguably. The traditional dances and all of that. So I must say the performances of these students and their lecturers, the hard work of their lecturers. I don't want to mention names, but the hard work of their lecturers have really, really gone down well. Yes.
I think it will be rewarding to mention names, to praise them for what they are doing.
Anyway.
So kudos to the likes of Dr. Edu Johnson.
Yes.
He is popularly known as Edu J. And also to
Madam
Miss Latifa Mose for the wonderful creative dance that was exhibited here. Yes, Madam Ose is a repository of knowledge that the university is tapping into towards the teaching of students here at the university, especially at the Department of Theatre Art.
Yes. So wherever you are, we are still coming to you live from the University of Education, Winneba, and today is a special congregation where eminent personalities in Ghana have been conferred with honorary doctorate degrees. The ceremony has just been dissolved, but there's also another part of the ceremony that is the commissioning of projects, developmental projects right here in the university. So everything is happening. It looks like the spotlight is on UW today, and we will make use of that spotlight at least until it fades off. So all these things are being done at the same time right here at the University of Education, Winneba. Yes.
Ekuku dambe num na wawo mani mu a oye adana horo esi opone esi wodi bi atwon na dam ekuku damen ahwan ye enkan man penda da John Ajekum Kufo ono School of Creative Arts oye block Central Campus ono na waze rotun o man penda da Kufo oye man pen wo mani mu fi afe mpeme bien yin korokesi afe mpeme bien yin akron no oye man pen wo mani mu. Na new administration block no so was that to Professor Akwesi Asabre Amayo. Ono no ye Vice Chancellor or today being University of Education Winneba. Na dam oye administration block no so on last na brodo. Na washa se de worry sing. na registered block sa ono so our North Campus no so ono so Professor Emmanuel Kwesi Ampene ono na dem block he was rotun ana dem danan was rotun demara na se eko oye North Campus biowa one lecture block so was to Dr. Joseph Ebomanaman na oye member ewo First Governing Council or University College of Education Winneba na echi so oye acting council chairman bra na Professor Ampene edini dwumezi beweyin ansana was a lecture block was close to ora kudwe barredu a wanyin baby call nche oyo so afa ohwe amensi ma membu yin kraba simpuntu enwumesua enye omanis kasamdo wo ma Ampene do John Ajekum Kufo na banim dam ekuku dam benumi ahwan na adana horo ana dwumezi ahoro a esuaponi ayewin wazi bi wazi rotun meka ode gudarite Radio Windy Bay 98.3 FM the marina search in Facebook sa or your Radio Windy Bay 98.3 FM YouTube your Radio Windy Bay 98.3 FM na echo www.uew.edu.gh sabotum ete in ho na echo at official.uw sa
On Wednesday, 26 May 2021, all roads lead to the University of Education Winneba, UW, where His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, commissions 10 state-of-the-art lecture theatres.
Lecture theatres and Ajumizin Orbabado, Painful work with Jumizina say, where do her Vice Chancellor or her. Chairman Governing Council ho mami Ekosia Frema Osel Pare ho Damara na aye osofo hwumusia do Dr. Ye Ose Educhum so ima how do you see the performance of the current Minister of Education? In fact, he was a deputy to Napo.
Yes,
it was during his
was.
time that many projects or many initiatives were brought on board by this government. How do you see his personal contribution as a minister to education in Ghana?
I think unarguably, he's a good man. He's basically attained good strides in education, and even as a deputy minister, a lot of people attributed some of the great strides the ministry achieved to him. I don't know, perhaps because of his educational background. So now he stepped into the shoes of the ministry itself. He's heading the ministry. It's early days yet. I think he's not even, spent 5 months in office.
He's just
early
3
days
months
yet,
in
yes.
office.
So I think it will be too quick to pass a judgment. But I think he's a man of value, and I know his worth. And so I expect that the worth replicates in the field that we know him to work, to be good at, We don't expect anything less, especially because he has a strong educational background. And so we expect the best of him. So going forward, perhaps we can do the analysis and see his performance. But for now, I think it's early days yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the theme is currently at the faculty area. That's how we call it in this university, where all the lecture theatres are located and the commissioning are going to take place. In your shot now is the Chief of Staff of the Republic of Ghana, Mrs. Akosua Frema Ose Opare, being joined by other dignitaries. She is closely followed by the Regional Minister, Central Regional Minister, Mrs. Marigold Hassan. We see the former Speaker of Parliament, Professor Aaron Maikokwe, and just gone by was the Central Regional Commander of the Police Service, this COP Habiba Ya Achechumesi, and a host of other dignitaries. We are still coming to you from the Jofus Anama Mensa Conference Center at the University of Education Winneba, where today the university held a special congregation to confer honorary doctorate degrees on 2 distinguished personalities of this great country. And in your short is the Omahin of Efutu, Neyi Gati the 7th. He just arrived at the faculty area to observe the commissioning of projects at the area.
All right, let's remind our listeners that some of these projects have been named after eminent personalities, and so as we commission them, it will be called so and so lecture hall, and so the names of the very people that were placed there, it will be known. And one of such people include the former president of the Republic, His Excellency John Ajekun Kufuor. His name has been named after the is it a technology block? Yes. So it will henceforth be called J.A. Kufuor's technology block. Yes. There's also one. The administration block is named after Professor Akwesi Asabri Ameyao. He was a former
former vice chancellor here, and he's the
university.
current president of the Methodist University College in Accra.
Oh, okay, that's another good one. The registrar's block would also be named after Professor Emmanuel Kwesi Ampene. He was the first chairman of council from 1993 to 1998. One lecture hall would also be named after Dr. Joseph Ebo Bannerman. I know this man, quite an interesting man. And another one would also be named after Mr. Kojoba Redu. These are people who've contributed immensely to the development of education one way or the other in the country, and particularly to the University of Education. So we find it appropriate to name structures after them. So the ceremony is ongoing. If you are following us on Facebook, you could see the live shots over there. The personalities have arrived, and very soon we will have the commissioning of the first one, and the others will follow as well. So there's a short ceremony that they will do to commission all those projects. And in your short now, if you are watching us on Facebook, that ceremony is currently underway. Like we told you, our media men, our reporters are on the field. They are giving us update on what's going on. And we can also, right here, giving you commentary of what's happening over there. You can see in your shots the Chief of Staff, Mrs. Remo Osero-Parry over there, heavily supported by the Central Regional Minister over there as well. So the project's commissioning is currently ongoing. Mr. Namwa.
Okay, so the registrar of the university, Paul Oseberima Esquire, is the MC at the ceremony. We just saw the Vice Chancellor, Reverend Father Professor Anthony Afro-Bruni, giving a brief remark. So the team is currently at the lecture theatre area, or the faculty area, where 8 of the ultra-modern lecture theatres are located, each with a sitting capacity of 500 each, that are going to be inaugurated today. In fact, those lecture halls or lecture theatres have come in handy to accommodate the many students of this great university. In fact, some departments are in excess of 1,000 and over students, and those lecture theatres have come in time to accommodate these students. In fact, this auditorium that we are sitting there, Jofus Anamwa Mensa Conference Center, at a point, and still continue to be a classroom for some of these students.
Yes, Mr. Namwa, you are right on that score. But perhaps maybe after these projects are commissioned, that purpose wouldn't be relevant again. I'm sure a lot of the students will now have lecture halls to sit in for their lectures. But I must, commend the university for putting pragmatic measures in place to really take care of the first crop of students from the free SHS. And like you said, the numbers were quite many, and the university, proved that they were ready, or they are ready to receive them.
Has the resource.
Some of these things they've put up indicates that the president, has applauded the efforts, and he's even promised to support the university construct an ultra-modern library, which is something we should be following. I know that. We'll be looking forward to that before the end of his term. Yeah.
The university indeed needs a new library to accommodate the very many students who go to the library to access facilities there, and it will be good that the president will honor his promise of helping the university to get a new library. The program today was very lively.
It really was
yes,
lively.
Yes,
It really was
I'm
lively.
particularly enthused by the performance of the theater art students.
Exactly.
I don't know whether I have some umbilical cord there. Yes, I seem to like this department so much, unlike other departments of this university.
I think it's because of the fact that they are creative. Almost everything that comes out of that department is new. It's not like something you have. There's always a new thing that comes out of that department, and every time that we have a program of this magnitude, they come with something new. Everybody seated here today, or everybody who was seated here today, was wowed, by what they saw.
Yes.
And I'm very sure they'll be interested to know the brain behind it. We will follow up on that and bring you a profile of some of these people who put their heads together to really come up with that great concept that you saw over there earlier. Yeah.
Yes. When it comes to performance, there are people behind the scenes who ensure that what they are doing actually goes to its logical end. And behind this performance, I saw the lecturers who were directing here and there without you noticing that something is going on. Meanwhile, as they perform, they were communicating with them. And the dance or the performance that we saw is called Abasubo. It's a newly created something by the department because of this special program today. The dance that was performed is called Abasubo. It was created to celebrate this important day today.
Well, indeed, Abasubo it was, because we cannot have a ceremony like this where we are conferring honorary doctorate degrees to some eminent people, personalities in this country, and not, complement that with a good performance. So it was a good dance and a good song. The Saprewa guy also did well. Osai Saprewa, he's been very, very innovative in the music department, and of course from the School of Creative Arts. So he also did well. The dance ensemble too also did well. The drummers, my goodness, they did too well. Everybody, as far as anything from the School of Creative Arts is concerned, they did well. Yeah, I know, right? So all these things are from the University of Education.
In the short is the chief of staff unveiling.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you see that.
Unveiling the theaters symbolically to, yes.
Oh, okay. So I see them clapping. It means it's been done.
Yes.
Yes. She has officially commissioned the lecture theaters at the North Campus. Right on in your shot is the Chief of Staff, Honorable Frema Osei Opare, accompanied by some dignitaries as well. And the activity is done anyway, but the people are, as it were, applauding her efforts. She is the representative of the president to this August occasion. Remember, the president is on an assignment in Nigeria to open the first Legislative Assembly of ECOWAS. So she asked the Chief of Staff to represent her, and she's come to do justice to that. We are currently looking at the commissioning of the lecture halls. Is that the Vice Chancellor?
No, that's the Minister of Education, Dr. Educhum.
That's
behind him is the Vice Chancellor.
Yes, okay. Because they are not wearing the robe, it's quite difficult to see them. But that part of the project has been commissioned, and that was done by the Honorable Chief of Staff, Frema Osei Opare, Mrs. Frema Osei Opare.
Yes, she will be doing other commissioning. From there, she will be going to the food courts, the maize, and the student center to commission this project, and also commission others at the central and the south campuses.
Well, on the project, the student center seems to stand out. Perhaps because of its name and the fact that it's the first of its kind.
And its magnificence.
Well, it's a beautiful edifice anyway. if you are yet to see the student center, this all important student center that we've been talking about, just walk into the University of Education Winneba, and you will see the student center that we are talking about. Of course, it's the first of its kind. It's is to house a lot of several offices, including the office of the SRC president, the GASAC president, and the secretariat. It includes a TV, a campus TV station, a campus radio station. I'm told there's a bank in it too.
Banks.
Banks, actually. Oh, okay. There's also Wi-Fi centers, ATM machines. There's also a place for nursing mothers, I'm told. In fact, the place is one of a kind. So all these geared towards.
So in your short is the unveiling of the Kojo Banredu Lecture Theatre, also at the North Campus, of course, with representatives from the family of the late minister and the chief of staff, Mrs. Akusua Frema Ose Opare. All people who have lecture theatres and other edifices named after them have their representative here. And the former president, John Ajekum Kufuor, is represented by Professor Eduardua Ajeman, who is the head of the Ajekum Kufuor Foundation, and also the chairman of the board of the audit service.
All right, so that is the Kojo Banredu Lecture Theatre. Right in your shot, that building has been unveiled, and what it means is that we could now have access to it officially, and so we are grateful to management, and we are grateful to the president as well as her representative, his representative as well. So in your shot now, you see the commissioning team taking some pictures. Our media men, our reporters are on the ground. They will bring us all the nitty-gritties, apart from what we are giving you here. Subsequently, in our bulletin too, you can listen and then be aware of what happened today. So they will move on to the other projects to commission them. Right from the commission of the lecture halls, they will move on to commission the food court, also at the North Campus. The food court is to serve students. It's a place where students, can go buy food. Students as well as staff can go buy food. Convenient place, let me put it at that. It's a convenient place where students and staff would be able to go buy food, sit at a serene place and enjoy their meals as well. They don't really have to walk outside campus to go and buy food in the course of their lectures. So the food court would also be commissioned by the chief of staff as well as her entourage. So we'll be bringing you all the updates as it happens. At the moment, the Kojo Banredu Lecture Theatre has been commissioned, and like we told you, it is to house not less than 500 students. It's an ultra-modern lecture theatre. It includes PA systems, projectors, built-in projectors, among other things necessary to aid learning. So going forward, the University of Education Winneba promises to be very exciting and more interactive. All right, so the team is moving to the Student Center. We just talked about the Student Center a while ago as one of its kind in Ghana. So Honorable Femo Osoro-Pare and the Minister of Education, as well as the other members present, will be moving to the Student Center. I am particularly anticipating to enter the Student Center. Mr. Namwa, have you had the opportunity to enter?
I am yet to go see the place for myself. And the naming of these lecture theatres after eminent citizens of this country, I think wasn't done in a vacuum. It has a story behind it, though I'm not in the minds of the management of the university. But for me, it tells me that if I'm a student and I'm studying in any of these lecture theatres, I should have the service of this country at heart, especially at the person of Kojo Banredu. Kojo Ban, that I knew him when he became the minister of 3 ministries, was a very selfless person. His relation, I never had a chance to relate with him, but I saw in his work that he was a very good person, somebody who is approachable, and he served his country till he breathed his last.
Well, that's quite it's on a sad note, but today his family members would be pleased that something of this great magnitude has been named after him. Of course, life and death is not in our hands, and so we can only be grateful that we have life. But for those who are departed, those who are gone, we could only remember the good works that they did. And of course, Dr. Kojoba Radio was one of those people, and I'm very glad that that lecture theater has been unveiled. So in your shot right now is the magnificent University Maze. Yes, I got that right. The University Maze. Beautifully constructed. I don't know if this is going to be the former Simpa runabout or what, but I don't know. I'm sure going forward we will know what to call it. If it remains Simpa runabout, perhaps something will have to be done to it. So that's the University Maze right in your shot. And adjacent to the University Maze is the ultra-modern Student Center. This is also supposed to be commissioned, or is to be commissioned by the Honorable Chief of Staff, Mrs. Fema Osei Opare. So the team will be there in a bit, and all the activity will be, broadcast live on our Facebook channel, as well as on the university's website, Facebook, YouTube, and of course we are also streaming live on Radio Winneba 98.3 FM. So that is the ultra modern. You see the team of security men over there trying to make sure that security is intact. Mr. Norman, let's talk about security in a bit. What have you observed about the security detail?
I think security was really tight here at the program. Before today, they gave orders to the university as to how to expect that they don't need a higher number of guests at the event center, and so it was complied with. And everywhere you go, you see security. In fact, as we sat here, there were clothes and plain clothes security personnel with us. If you know them, or if you have the eyes of seeing who a security person is, you see them, both men and women, in their clothes and also plain clothes. So it really tells you something significant in this country, what's happening. That's why you have a higher number or higher presence of security here today.
Even beyond the walls of the conference center, all the way to the entrance, towards Winneba down, you still, like you said, if you have the eyes, you are able to see some of the security detail, monitoring, situations around to make sure that everything goes on smoothly. So we are grateful to the security team. Of course, kudos to the UW security services.
Both the district police and the divisional command In fact, if you don't know them and it's your first time seeing them, you may think that they are coming either from Lufthansa, yes, or Delta Air. Resourcing this department to make them solve effort to respond. Yes.
Munio. Munio. Yeah, Munio. The room was just, seeded my life. So the music department was really they were looking good. They looked so good. Kudos to the music department. So,
and I saw Napo in his chair nodding.
Napo is also a fan of music.
Yes, I think that music is that I don't know. And for both of them, nodding at one point or the other. You are watching the event live on Facebook at Radio Winneba 98.3 FM and on YouTube at Radio Winneba 98.3 FM. Then at conferred on them by the great university. In fact, the university started in 2000 confer honorary degrees on distinguished. It's been 23. For 2004, 6 eminent personalities were conferred with honorary degrees. They are professor. He was a Dr. His illness, Mr. and Professor immediate past Minister for Environment and Innovation. And in 2006, Professor Leslie Professor
some time ago, and His Excellency Anamwa Mensa, our own, and the last set before this was the 2015 awards, which we saw His Excellency Mr. John Ajakum Kufuor, Reverend Dr. Livingstone K. Buama, Alhaji Gabriel Adam, and Professor Michael Louis Shaddock. These are the awardees that the University of Education, Winneba, has had for the past years. Until today, we had a set of them, two, the dual men of the MPP government who are here today.
Yes, making it 23 in all. In your shots is the Student Center at the North Campus here at the University of Education, Winneba, performing our students from the Department of Theatre Arts, University of Education, Winneba, performing to welcome the guests to the ceremony to officially inaugurate the Student Center. The Student Center, like we've said before, is hosting the offices for the Dean of Student Affairs and his vice, the GRASAC, SRC. It has a place for banks, restaurant, ATMs, the campus radio and TV, and a host of others. You are still live on Radio Winneba 98.3. In your short is the MCE for Futu, Honorable JB Nansin. Radio Winneba 98.3 FM, and also you are watching us on Facebook at Radio Windy Bay 98.3 FM, and on YouTube also at Radio Windy Bay 98.3 FM. Those of you who have taste for pictures, you can go to our Instagram page at Windy Bay Official to also see pictures of today's ceremony.
Mr. Namwa, Prof. Quay did a wonderful thing today that it should be noticed. After the award, he also donated some books to our library, and the Vice Chancellor also gave it to the librarian to keep for us. And I think it's one of the remarkable things he's done, and that selfless attitude of him. And he promised that he will also be of help to the
Center for Human Rights, Conflict and Peace Studies.
And we are hoping to see that if he does that for us, especially during the time that he has limited time to serve the nation and all that. So I think we should applaud him.
Sure, he's done very well. Not only coming to take from the university, but also giving back to the university. Yes, something from him. I don't know how much a copy of his book sells, but this is a book used at the graduate level and must be expensive. So for him, donating 30 pieces each to the university tells much that he's not only coming to take, or he was not here to only take an award from the university. Of course, some amount of money may go into even the sewing of the gown and even the setting up of this place and whatever that will go on later. But he also donating something to the university to show his appreciation to the university for remembering him, and also for him to remember the university. I think it is good, and the observation you made was just wonderful.
We are still live on our Facebook page. Fans of Radio Windy Bay could also watch us live at our Facebook page and our social media handles as we go through the naming and the commissioning of the projects of University of Education Winneba.
In your short is Mrs. Mavis Amumensa. She's the director at the Office of Institutional Advancement here at the University of Education Winneba. You are still watching the event live on Facebook at Radio Windy Bay 98.3 FM and also at official.uw. These are the official Facebook accounts of the university. And also, Dr. Matthew Puku-Prempe is streaming the event live on his Facebook account. So if you're a friend of him on Facebook, you can watch everything there live. And it's also live on Radio Windy Bay 98.3 FM. Well, King Batuka is also standing by at the Student Center, and when all is said, we will bring him to give us what is happening there at the center. We are watching it here, and you are also watching on Facebook. My colleague said it's also in your shot now. Yes, says it's in your shot now at the Student Center, witnessing the unveiling or commissioning ceremony.
I think he's there to gather some news for us.
Sure.
And it's good a team is on the grounds, picking every piece of what is happening here. And we should applaud UUW's FM station, Radio Windy Bay, for the work we are doing, and also our sister partner at Ejimako and others. We pray that this ceremony will go on well, and the visitors will also go home to see their families peacefully.
The ceremony was graced by the presence of the Omahin of the Ejimako traditional area, Okudufo Kwamina Hama II. He came with a retinue of chiefs from that traditional area. They were here. They are our landlords at Ejimako, and it's therefore purposeful that they also attend the ceremony here in Winneba. In your short now is the MCU for Futu, the Honorable J.B. Ninsin, other guests, are yet to arrive at the event grounds for the ceremony to officially begin. You are still listening to Radio Winneba 98.3 FM and watching at